Yo, so the co-main event. Right now, we had Rose Namajunas against Miranda Maverick. Right? This was, Rose, she's now in the flyweight division. She wants to make that run. She wants to see if she can get a second belt. Right? She's already two-time strawweight champion, the first, you know. But Maverick, you know, was like on the cusp of being Invicta champion, won the Phoenix tournament, right? Rising prospect. Now, her time in the UFC, there's been some ups and downs, but she's been on a bit of a run, and building. Slowly building. The big thing I had completely forgotten, though, before this fight, they used to train together. I forgot all about that, right? I didn't watch any of the, unbedded type of thing, so I don't know why they don't train together anymore. Maybe it is because, being in the flyweight division now, right? For Rose, the realization that they probably will have to fight at some point, I think that probably played into it. But yeah, it was just like, how would this go? Now, I figured, because when you look at Maverick's style, it's a little bit similar to Erin Blanchfield, right? In the effect that she likes to pressure, she likes to take you down. Right now, she doesn't have the level. I don't think she has the level of jiu-jitsu as Blanchfield. I don't think she has that same, essentially cold-blooded nature. But when you look at the Blanchfield Namajunas fight, right, Rose won the first two. Then Erin came back and took it. So I figured this was going to go the same way. Yeah. Sometimes you make assumptions, right? Like you figure, but then people don't fight that way. I think what was really interesting was, the fact that they train together. And obviously, in training, you do not go full force, right? You're not trying to kill your opponents or anything like that. But I kind of figured that, Miranda would know how fast Rose is, and she would know Rose's ability to take down, to stuff a takedown. So, like you'd think, okay, we know she can stuff takedowns in this manner. So what we need to do is this and this to make them work. We didn't get any of that, right? It was a little baffling. Miranda just didn't really have a lot of answers for Rose. Now, Rose, really good movement. Still fast as fuck, right? Very good movement. I think in this fight as well, because in some fights she does the counter game. In this fight, she was moving forward, landing, right? Being the aggressor. Right now, I don't know if that came from the training together, knowing that, this would put Miranda off, or, that Miranda isn't, like, she doesn't throw a lot sometimes, right? Which has definitely been a downside to her game. Right? That, she could be more active. So maybe Rose saw all of those things and was just like, you know what? I'm going to push. I'm going to attack. And that's going to stymie her. Don't know. But, hey, it's what happened. It was a weird moment. I think it was in the second round, right? Rose landed a hook and Miranda went down, but you were just like, did the shot land properly, or was it something else? Now, you wondered if, something had happened to her leg, right? And at the end of the round, she did kind of limp. So you're like, something happened to her leg, I think. But even knowing that, there was things even before that Maverick wasn't really doing. I don't really necessarily think, if she didn't hurt her leg, she would have won this fight. It wasn't tracking she was winning. To that point, when whatever happened, she wasn't winning, right? So it's not like, if it was a leg injury, it's not like, if that, she was winning that. No, she wasn't. It's as simple as that. Like, I think in the third round, Maverick had a few better moments. But this essentially was all Namajunas, right? She was doing her thing. And Miranda's still young, right? So I think she can take a lot from this fight to help her make the improvements needed. Because, Valentina would have pieced her up, right? Manon Fieu would have pieced her up, right? We saw Erin piece her up. So it's just like she needs to make adjustments. And then because she's got the talent, for sure she's got the talent, right? So it will be interesting to see. And what was very interesting, because in a lot of the clips leading up to this fight, Maverick was saying that her size and her wrestling would be the difference. But it was Namajunas was the one that got more takedowns. Right, so I don't think you can. Maybe there was an overconfidence, right? I'm not sure, but yeah, I think Miranda. There's some valuable lessons to be learned, right? Valuable lessons to be learned. We will see if she can do them. I'm curious to see who they put Rose up against next, right? That's going to be interesting. Because I think it wouldn't necessarily take a lot of, probably one more win, they might give her a title shot, right? But be interesting to see. But that, people, leads us into the main event of the evening.